And in the times in which we're feeling all of this unrest, the ability for us to feel joyful and to love life and to love ourselves and refuse to shame ourselves and to doubt ourselves, that's a political act. I want to talk about the elephant in the room, or at least it is the elephant in my room. I'm taking part in a lot of different courses and a lot of different programs, and whenever I leave them, I feel so good. I feel super resourced. I feel passionate, I feel purposeful, I feel positive, I feel uplifted. And then I look outside. Then I look outside what is happening in the world, the political situation, and overall all of the division that's happening, all of the poison that's happening, all of the unrest, all of this heavy, dense stuff that's going on. And I'm starting to feel like I'm indulgent. I should not be working on accepting myself and loving myself and learning more about my purpose and enjoying myself and doing all of these things because other people everywhere in the world are starving, are in war, are unwell, are being deprived of a lot of stuff, are not able to look outside of their freaking window, okay, are being SA'd and all of the other stuff. I feel horrible. I feel like I should not make my own project important because so many things happen in the world that just aren't okay, and they're terrible and they're horrible and they're horrifying. And I'm talking about those things with my friends. And my friends, they echo me the same worries about the world. And I was thinking about stuff and I was dismantling a few things. And I will show you in this video why radical self-acceptance and why radical self-love is not indulgent, why it is absolutely necessary for you to love yourself, to accept yourself, because it is resistance. And resistance starts with us. Because those who want to subdue us, those who benefit from us not standing in our power, not standing in our confidence, not being in love with ourselves, we show them the big middle finger when we're loving ourselves. So ask yourself, who profits off you when you're hating yourself? Patriarchy benefits from you hating yourself because they can keep you small and they can keep you complacent, benign, friendly, not standing up for yourself. Capitalism, specifically the beauty industry, the wellness industry, plastic surgery markets, diet industries. And I'm saying this as a woman who has had eating disorders for a very long time. I was never happy with my body. And then at some point, it took me until my 30s, I said, no, I don't want to not love myself. I do not want to not love my body. I do not want to live in this constant judgment of myself anymore. I want to accept myself. And as soon as I told myself I want to accept myself, and I will accept myself, and I will indulge when I want to, and I will eat a bunch of chocolates and crisps all after another if I want to, my life has really changed because my priorities have changed. I now have time for other projects that make me feel fulfilled and uplifted instead of calorie counting, instead of sports as a punishment. So that was a big middle finger that I was showing to that industry that really benefits from you doubting yourself and not being happy with yourself. Systems do require your complacency. And what if you're not giving that to them? You are going to be a threat, and that's great. And I will quote Audre Lorde, who said, "Caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation." Let that sink in. The systems around us, the political system, the economic system, and the cultural systems, they depend on our shame. And in the times in which we're feeling all of this unrest, the ability for us to feel joyful and to love life and to love ourselves and refuse to shame ourselves and to doubt ourselves, that's a political act. The systems around us, they depend on us hating ourselves, to maintain that self-control, to maintain control. Because when we're hating ourselves, we're so much easier to manipulate. We're so much easier to control. We're so much more occupied with things that we don't have to be occupied about, that take our resources and take our energies that we could invest for other things, for more important things. And I give you a little psychological insight. Freud has that concept of introjection. And according to that, a lot of shame that we're feeling isn't ours. It's not our shame to have in the first place. It's conditioned shame, conditioned by society, conditioned by our parents, our social circle, culture as a whole, the whole world. And when we grow up, it's time to dismantle that. And it's time to figure out that a lot of this internal dialogue that we're having, it's not us. It's part of what we learned in our childhood. And quite honestly, it's not even serving us. Let's let go of it. Let's be defiant. And one of the thoughts that I had for a long time, and that I still have, to be quite honest at times, is that pleasure is a luxury and pleasure is not a necessity. Yeah, I do still think that at times. However, let's dismantle it a little bit. Because pleasure is what reminds us that we're alive, what reminds us what we're living for. If I love my coffee in the morning. When I drink my coffee and I have it sip by sip, I feel that aliveness. I feel why I'm there. When I'm taking on another project that's really just yummy and feels good, I know why I'm doing it. I love it. I feel this joy. And in a system that is built on fear and on compliance, remembering our joy is a reclamation of ourselves, and it is a reclamation of our sovereignty. And with that, I invite you to find the things that you find pleasurable. And maybe you're gonna feel at times, just like me, that it's wrong. You shouldn't feel that pleasure. You shouldn't feel so much joy right now because there's so much unrest going on. And whenever you think that, just notice it. Notice how you think that, and then think about and remember why it is an absolute priority for you to take care of yourself and to find out what makes you alive, and to give a big, big middle finger to systems that want to oppress you. I leave you to remember that radical self-acceptance isn't a trend, it's a revolt. It's a middle finger. Let's go show that middle finger. Let's go show that middle finger by being indulgent, by feeling pleasure, by feeling joy, by uplifting ourselves, by loving ourselves, and by not occupying ourselves with the things that all of these systems around us want us to be occupied with, because they take away important resources for us and important energies for us that we're better suited to invest into other things. And only when we're fully resourced ourselves are we also able to be resourcing others and to be helping others and to maybe hopefully even be changing systems. And I want to leave you with one last journal prompt, if you feel like it, only if you feel like it. And that is, what have I been taught to hide that might actually be my biggest strength? And if you feel like it, maybe write it down in the comments. I'm very curious to hear. In my next video, I want to be talking a little bit more about those systems that oppress us and about the history of women who have been oppressed in the past. So if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, maybe a follow, and I would love to see you in the next video. I wish you a wonderful, resource, joyful, and pleasurable day.